Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a break with Steven Shamus.
Good to see you, my friend. How's it
Always
going?
a pleasure. Yeah, wonderful. It's warming up. It's beautiful.
Warming up.
Yeah.
Beautiful outside. It's getting nice outside. You know, you start. I see people with short sleeve shirts now. I see people with shorts now. So everything's looking on the up and up. That's great. So we got some great stuff to talk about this week. There's so much stuff that's hot right now.
Yeah.
It's almost like hard to be like, do you want to talk about this or do you want to talk about that?
Yep.
Can you believe the prices on this? Can you believe the price on that? And then we want to revisit some of the older stuff because, like, how many weeks in a row can you talk about Ultimate Fallout 4, right? How many times can you say Miles Morales, right?
Every other week, at least, you could bring it up because something's changed or the prices are going.
Breaking records. Watchmen is breaking records.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Returns is breaking records. Death in the Family is breaking records. Ultimate Fallout. All the key storylines.
Yeah.
Have you seen the prices on Spidey 300? Have you seen the prices on Batman 423? Every, like, key book that you remember is going like this. It's absolutely phenomenal. All the Venom stuff, all the Carnage stuff. It's just crazy. So, all right. So what are we going to focus on today, Alex?
Some old news and new news, I guess. We're going to finish up our WandaVision with the twins.
Dude, chip off the old Maximum block. You got super speed.
I do?
Yeah.
It's okay, baby. You can take it slow. You can.
Billy and Tommy, Wiccan and Speed, because spoiler alerts, we're 3 weeks away, but we're not done with them. And if you see the end of WandaVision, I don't think that they're done with them in the universe. So there's some other stuff that's going on with those characters. Very hot. And then saw a new announcement about a new Superman franchise, and a little bit of a different one, which, hey, fresh stuff is always good. Look at WandaVision.
Yeah, and listen, and as we've seen, there's different multiverses going on.
Yes.
You're hearing about different Batman multiverses. You're hearing about different Spider-Man multiverses. And I just think that the more stuff they make, the more excited people are, as long as it's quality. Look, and we've seen this many, many times.
Yeah.
If the stuff is good, Warrior Nun, Old Guard, all these properties, if they're good, you could keep doing them.
Yep.
I mean, Warrior Nun was great. I love the series. Yeah. So The Boys, right?
Yeah.
Like,
perfect.
You could just keep doing it as long
Battle
as it's good stuff.
Alita. You keep going all that. Judge Dredd. You keep going.
Right.
Keep going.
All that stuff. Okay, great, Alex. So what are we going to talk about first?
Yeah, let's talk about Billy and Tommy. I think one of my favorite parts of WandaVision was the introduction of the twins.
Whenever you're doing these series, whatever it is, and we've watched all these series and films and stuff over the years, a lot of times sequels, a lot of times TV shows, they kind of just give you the same themes. Mm-hmm. They kind of just go over the same routines. It's just more of the same, of the first to the second.
Yeah.
And what I like what we've seen so far is Marvel is not afraid to go in a completely new direction.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to do something completely different, introduce new characters, mix characters, change characters, White Vision, change the costumes, do all these things so that it always keeps it fresh. I mean, think about the Captain America franchise, right? To go from First Avenger to Winter Soldier to Civil War, films 2 and 3 felt more like Avengers half movies, like Avengers 1.5 and Avengers 2.5, right? Yeah. It didn't feel like a second or third Captain America movie. And that's what I think kept it so fresh.
Yeah.
Why people love those films, the introduction of Winter Soldier, then in Civil War, you had the introduction of Spider-Man and Black Panther. So in any case, they've done a great job in Scarlet Witch and Vision of bringing in some new fresh characters, whether it was Agatha Harkness, White Vision, and then Billy and Tommy. So let's go over Billy and Tommy a little bit. Talk a little bit about Billy and Tommy, the people, and then Billy and Tommy, their superhero characters.
Yeah, so the twins have actually been in comics for a while. They have been around since the 80s. Kind of an odd story with them, as they were manifestations of Wanda's powers, which was just like in the TV show. At some point, Mephisto takes them away. Which I think why everybody was thinking Mephisto was going to show up in the TV shows, because he had such a prominent role in the twins' life. The twins disappear for years, and then they show back up as different characters. They show back up as Guardian, and then as Speed, and then you come to find out that Wanda's kids remanifested in other real life born children who didn't know each other, and they come back together, and then they they go find Scarlet Witch. It's a very interesting. If you haven't read any of that stuff, the Young Avengers stuff, the Children's Crusade stuff, really good. I would check it out.
Right. Okay, good. So let's go through the history.
Yes.
So the hottest book, you're gonna laugh. I before our Seattle show in June of 2019, when we had Paul and Lizzie there, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get some comic books signed by both of them. So I bought the Vision and Scarlet Witch miniseries, right, from 1986, and I bought like sets. And I'm not kidding. I probably paid like $25, $30 for a set.
Yeah,
12.
yeah. These
like
sets. Yeah, yeah.
They were like nobody wanted. Like you couldn't give these away, but they were kind of cool. They were fresh. They kind of looked like the characters. And issue number 12, again, it was just like a random issue. I mean, probably a $2 to $5 issue. I think you're gonna laugh when I tell you this. The ones that were like off condition, I think I just threw them out. I think I was like, oh, these look nice. I'm gonna keep the 2 or 3 really high grade ones. Oh, the rest of them, I literally just threw them in the garbage.
I mean, it happens. It really does happen.
Or I gave them to Brad Foster to say, I'm like, here you go, Brad. Just take it. Like literally, that's what it was. Anyway, fast forward. Vision and Scarlet Witch number 12 from September of 1986 is on fire.
Yeah.
It's like hot. It's like, I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? So anyway, there are 40 Blue Label 9.8s. There are 0 Gold Label 9.8s. That is a $500 plus keeps going crazy book right now. In that book, Scarlet Witch gave birth to Tommy and Billy. There's a lot of other characters in the book. It's a great cover too, by the way.
Yeah, totally.
The Richard Howell, Joe Sinnott cover. It's a great cover. I think that also kind of plays into it too. I actually like that 80s style of art. I think some people might find it dated. But I think it's pretty cool. It's maybe because I grew up with that artwork style.
It's classic.
And it's classic style. So anyway, that book is on fire, Alex. It cracks me up when that book took a rise. I'm like, oh my God, I had so many of those. And like, honestly, you literally could have bought that book for like $3 to $5.
People were selling sets at cons for $20. I mean,
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Of course, yeah.
And I bought a few sets because I was looking for nice copies to get signed. So I just thought that was. By the way, I probably have a signed copy somewhere. I don't know for sure where, but I definitely have one. Okay. The next book. This book has been on fire for a while because of Kate Bishop.
Yes.
But now it's hot again.
Yep.
So it's all over again. So we talked about it in the context of Kate Bishop in the past, but now we're going to talk about it in the context of WandaVision.
Yep.
Young Avengers number 1, November of 2005. This book had a pretty high print run.
Yes,
but
very high.
For the high pop, the pricing is crazy. It's got that famous Jimmy Chung cover, which is great. There's 1,174 9.8s, Alex.
That's crazy. That's one of the highest books I think we've ever talked about.
I know. And there are 25 Gold Label 9.8s, probably Jimmy Chung.
Yeah.
It's still a $600 book in 9.8.
It's crazy.
So, it's the first appearance of the Young Avengers with Kate Bishop. That's a really hot one. It's the first Alan Heinberg comic. That's very, very hot. And of course, it's got the Jimmy Chung cover. Yeah. And as you were saying, is that has the first appearance of Wiccan in the costume.
Right. And his name was Asgardian in that book. He changes his name later. So I think that throws people off as well. And it threw people off reading the book.
Got it. Fun fact. That is a fun fact, Alex. I like that. Okay. That's why you get paid the big bucks, Alex.
That's it.
Okay. Then they have the director's cut edition, which you remember had that sort of fade.
Yep.
It's the sketch to
black,
color. Yeah. And there are 212 Blue Label 9.8s. There are 36 Gold Label 9.8s. There's only one 9.9, and that's a $400 book. So even though the pop is much lower, it's not the main title.
Right.
If you remember when we did the show and we talked about this, we did a VIP edition numbered to 285 at Wizard World LA.
Right. The 9.5s.
The 9.5s. Those are $2,500 books because that was sort of a discontinued line, very short window. Yep. Only 285 of those out there. So that's a $2,500 book. And then there's the regular sketch Wizard World Los Angeles edition. There are 294 Blue Label 9.8s. There are 144 Gold Label 9.8s, and that's about an $850 to $875 book. It's tough to find that book out of the casing.
Yes.
So now wait till I tell you about this book that I found, and we talked about this last week with the Wolverine with the X-Men that was only in the action figure,
and the Spider-Man 2099.
Correct, right. And the Spider-Man 2099. So there is a Marvel Legends Young Avengers action figure gift pack. And they kind of used to be easy to find.
Totally.
You can't find them anymore. You can't find the gift packs and you can't find the comic books. It looks almost identical to number one. Okay. And it came out the same month. There are only 10 Blue Label 9.8s. There are 0 Gold Label 9.8s. There are 10 Blue Label 9.6s, 0 Gold Label 9.6s. One recently sold for $1,000 in 9.6, but you can't find them. I've tried to even find the gift packs. You can't even find them raw.
Right. Yeah, they're scooped up. They're gone.
I bet you people probably have that at home and don't even realize they have
Yeah, it's sitting in a box in a basement or in an attic somewhere.
And by the way, it looks like the $5 version. It's very, very hard. I think they took the price off the cover.
Yeah,
the differences are very
plain
subtle.
Trade dress, probably no barcode. Yeah.
It's not like the Spider-Man 2099 where the cover was white.
Right.
So anyway, I've been trying to find one of the Marvel Legends gift pack just to try to get a raw copy. I can't find one.
Yeah.
So again, that might be an action figure that's in like some toy store's bin that they're not even looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, Alex, who do you know has the Young Avengers action figure gift
I
pack?
don't know. I think I remember seeing those like piled up. Those were like, $20 sale items at every con. Every booth that had toys probably had a bunch of them just like collecting dust. I mean, these characters are popular, but they're not what they are now 3 years ago. 3 years ago, no one was buying this stuff.
No way. And then takes us to Young Avengers number 10, March of 2006. There are 34 Blue Label 9.8s. There are 0 Gold Label 9.8s. That's about a $450 book now, Alex. Can you believe it? So talk a little bit about Tommy Shepard's Speed and his role in that book.
Yeah, I mean, this is where Tommy comes into play. This is where the second twin. I mean, they don't know that they're related. They lived separate lives up until this point, and this is really where they, the reader in the Marvel universe, people are like, oh, these are the twins. These are Wanda's twins. Like it's getting more interesting, if you will. So I mean, and this stuff leads right into the Children's Crusade and what we know of Speed and Wiccan to this day.
$450. Alex, that was probably, I'm not kidding you, that was probably a $2 book before the show started.
Quarter bin books forever. Totally.
Like I like that book never was on anyone's radar like ever.
No.
Crazy. Okay, what do we got next, Alex?
Superman,
yeah.
but not that Superman.
Correct. So why don't you, before we get into the several different Black Supermen that have appeared in the comic books over the years, talk about Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams and what they have in store for us coming forward.
Right. So when you hear of Ta-Nehisi Coates, comic book fans know, oh, he's the guy that's writing Captain America and he was writing Black Panther. But this guy is a juggernaut in the novel world. Like he is just getting into the superhero world. I mean, this guy has sold millions of books. He's huge. Him writing Black Panther and Captain America brought people into comic book stores that had never even thought about reading comics. So already this guy's huge, great writer. His stuff's fantastic. And then you have J.J. Abrams, who, I don't know. He's done a couple movies, some Star Wars and Trek. If you're into that stuff, this is big. This is big in the fact that if J.J. Abrams and Coates is on this movie, and I think Michael B. Jordan's also attached, that this is going to be, they're already thinking this is going to be millions and millions and millions of dollars blockbuster movie material. This isn't an indie movie. This isn't a tryout. They know it's going to be big.
Right. So hopefully we'll still see Henry Cavill. I'm hearing that maybe he'll appear here in the Black Adam film and maybe make some appearances. DC is going to have a multiverse. Sounds like they're going to have, they have a Flash on TV. They have a film Flash. They have a Supergirl on TV. They're going to have a Supergirl in the film. Right. So I do think that there is room for multiple, you have multiple Batmen.
Teen Titans. There's
right,
Teen Titans. 4 different types of Teen Titans. Yeah.
Right. So, Ray Fisher played the movie Cyborg. And Javon Wade played the cyborg on television. So Doom Patrol. So you have different multiverses. This is going to be big. My feeling is they're probably going to go with the Calvin Ellis Superman. But we're going to take you through the 3 possible Supermen that it could be. I think the consensus is that it's probably going to be the Calvin Ellis. What we've seen recently in the film world and even on the TV world is that the creators of these films and television shows are not afraid to go to the recent past more than the distant past to try to pull some of these themes out. You saw it with Civil War, with Marvel, like a lot of the themes in the films are coming from the more recent storylines. So I think that Calvin Ellis probably has the best shot. I think the fans have sort of moved towards that one, and we'll talk about Calvin Ellis a little bit. And obviously it was written by Grant Morrison. So, Grant is such a prolific writer, that might be the direction that they go. So first appearance of Calvin Ellis, possible Superman #1, Final Crisis #7, March of 2009. This book is on fire, Alex.
Huge book.
There's only 31 Blue Label 9/8 and 17 Gold Label 9/8 in the census right now. That will increase. Final Crisis had a very high print run. That was not a low print run. Now, the books weren't selling for that much money. They were selling for a couple of bucks. But Final Crisis was a series that people did collect.
Totally.
People do have those books. They do have them bagged and boarded. They're pulling them out right now to send them into CGC. Now, there are 2 covers. The neither cover really shows Calvin Ellis. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And I think that's going to be the book to buy.
Yeah.
Because obviously Calvin Ellis appears in the book, but he's not on the cover of either of the 2 covers. CGC, for whatever reason, does not differentiate between the 2 covers and the census. I don't know why, but we don't know what's what. Anyway, one is Superman on the cover. The other one is got the Final Crisis, the stripes on the line that the bars that we become accustomed to. So, in any case, that's the first appearance. Those are going to come out, and that's going to be a very, very popular book. Now, the book that I think is going to be the one that everybody wants, and I think this will overtake that first appearance, is Action Comics #9, July of 2012. So it's 3+ years later. They do the classic Action Comics Superman ripping over the shirt, open the shirt pose. And that to me is going to be the one that everybody wants. Again, written by Grant Morrison.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Grant is a very, very prolific writer.
Yes.
It gives you the origin and first full appearance of Calvin Ellis. He's the Superman of Earth 23. You could talk about that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is the cover. This is the cover. And people do have this book. Says Action Comics was a well-printed, high-printed book.
Yeah, New 52. This was huge. Huge at the time.
Yes. 57 Blue Label 9.8s, 0 Gold Label 9.8s. That's about a $550 plus book. Book is on fire. The census will increase because people are going to start sending those in. It's a Rags Morales cover. Rags was doing all the action covers at the time. Rags was doing a great job on the covers.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about Earth 23 and what that means.
Yeah. So Calvin Ellis is the Clark Kent of Kal-El in Earth 23. He is the Superman. He is also the President of the United States, which is really cool idea, like super cool idea. And these books, when it was coming out, I mean, obviously Obama was president, so it you can kind of mirror that a little bit. But this as a character, I mean, I can see the President of the United States being Superman, whether the world knows or not, is such a crazy, wonderful idea, and it's such a simple idea, and you can write anything you want out of it as a movie. I mean, it's such a great, basis of a thing, and it's not crazy. It's not like out of this world, something that can't happen. I mean, we know Clark Kent as a mild reporter because Clark Kent wants to stay off to the sidelines. He doesn't want people to notice him. Calvin Ellis didn't.
Right. So anyway, this book is just on fire.
Yeah,
and then, Alex, there's an Action #9 combo pack edition.
Yes.
The only difference, and I actually like this cover better aesthetically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's muted, yeah.
You cannot find this book. Okay. So in the first cover, there's sort of a light shining, and sort of a spotlight covers his face a little bit. The combo pack edition, there's no light shining in there, and
Right.
it's a nicer complete portrait, I think, anyway. They
Yeah,
they
I
recolored
agree.
it, and it's impossible to find. There are 0 blue label, 0 gold label 9/8.
Yep.
There are only 3 blue label 9/6s. It's $150 to $200 raw if you can even find it.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the combo pack edition. Like, what was the combo pack edition?
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of this with the New 52 once books start heating up. The combo pack was the regular comic, slight change in covers, like you said, light, no light, very slight change, and it came with a code, a digital code that you could download and read digitally. Now, for people that read digital, usually don't care about the print. I mean, I've read stuff digitally, and then I go back and I buy like the nice absolute editions or the hardcover or the trades to have on my bookshelf to loan people or to be like, oh yeah, I read that. But this is these were literally for people that read digital. They buy the book, they open up the combo pack, they take out the digital code, they download it on their phone. They either donated the comic, gave it away, or trashed it, because that's how much the comic would be digitally, is the same price. So finding these in good condition is going to be very tough. And they came polybagged. And they weren't polybagged in the nicest way. The polybags are very thin, very easy to open. The only reason they were polybagged is so the digital code wasn't pirated.
Got it. Anyway, that book, if you can find it, is really the book to buy, because it's still the tearing open of the chest.
It's more rare.
Yeah. Then there's the Gene Ha 1 in 200 sketch cover. There are only 10 blue label 9.8s, 1 gold label 9.8. That's about a $2,500 plus book. Impossible to find. The cover is not the classic Superman pose, but still a rare book, first full appearance. And then there's the Rags Morales variant cover. There are 10 blue label 9.8s, 3 gold label 9.8s. Again, the pop is too low. It's about a $55 raw book. Again, it's not the classic ripping open of the shirt. And then the last book that I wanted to talk about on Calvin Ellis, just shipped.
Yes.
So there's no census on it yet. Infinite Frontier number 0.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a great Calvin Ellis story on it.
Mm-hmm.
It just shipped, and it's already $10 to $12. Like, it just came out
2 weeks ago, at least. Yeah. As of this recording.
Right. So I would pick that cover up too. That's going to be a hot book. Those are really the books to focus on. I think you get the Superman with the tearing open of the shirt. I think you try to buy the raw combo pack edition, even at $150, $200. Take your chances. Even if you get a 9.6, it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, Alex, time at the very special time of the show. Alex's pick of the week. What do you got for us, Alex?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about something that we texted back and forth about this week, and the crazy thing of the hero trade. This book is on fire, as you say. It is bananas. This is the first offering from the Bad Idea Publishing Company. They were sent out to retailers with no heads up. Nobody knew what it was. There's no Bad Idea logo on it. It's just a cover. It says Hero Trade. It's a guy on the cover smoking. It's a black and white book. It came in a manila envelope. It came with a fake snippet of a like printed off piece of paper that was like, "Hi, this is my new independent book. Let me know if you like it, and you can give orders to me in 2 weeks. That's the cutoff date." Nobody knew what this was. Then people found out it was a Matt Kent story and a David Lapham art. Once that happened, people were looking for them. And the people that did figure out what they were, they got them CGC'd, and the 9.8s are going, I think one just sold for like $3,000.
Crazy.
I mean, it's bananas. And once I figured out what it was, once I read this news article, I texted my friend at the store, and I was like, "Hey, if you get a copy, let me know. I want it. I'll buy it. I'll buy it for, we'll talk about price if you want to rate it." He's like, "I have no idea what that is. I've never seen it." I'm like, "Oh, it's this thing." And he's like, "You know what? I probably gave it away. I probably just saw it and gave it away to somebody," which a lot of stores did. A lot of stores gave them away to people. A lot of stores trashed it. A lot of stores put it up for $4 in the store, and someone might have bought it until they figured out what it was. And then I found it in a box of like independent books that he needed to like figure out what to do with later. So he did have it, but now it's way more than I would like to pay for.
Right. Yeah. Just for clarification, It came out in September of 2020.
Mhm.
There are 62 blue label 9.8s. There are 0 gold label 9.8s. And you're right. When I saw that book, they definitely did that on purpose. They
Oh
definitely
yeah, it's a
kinda
marketing.
took it-
It's a marketing ploy. 100%.
they knew what they were doing, and they knew that book was going to be very valuable. They probably got a little stash at home too.
They might. I need one. I need one for my David Lapham completist collection.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, what's last on tap for tonight, Alex?
Yeah, let's keep talking about Superman because it's not just Calvin. It's Val. It's maybe Rain. We don't know.
Right. So the next Superman possibility for the new Superman is Val Zod, and that was created by Tom Taylor, Nicholas Scott, and Robson Rocha.
Mhm.
So the question is who's Val Zod?
Who is it? Who indeed? So Val Zod, who is the Superman of Earth 2, after the original Kal-El died, he takes over the role. He was befriended by Kara Zor-El, the Supergirl of that Earth. Again, not the main Superman Earth, but this is an Earth 2, different super. And the funny thing is, he's kind of a pacifist. He does not like to fight. His parents were kicked out of Krypton. And he is just like, he's trying to be chill. And a lot of people think that this may be the Superman that they're producing, because if Michael B. Jordan is going to be a Superman, this would be a perfect fit for him.
Right. Okay. Well, it's a possibility.
Yep.
Earth 2 number 19, March of 2014. There's only one blue label 9.8. There's only 0 gold. There's 0 gold label 9.8s. It's about a $40 to $50 raw book.
Yeah.
There's a variant cover. There's only one blue label 9.8. There's 0 gold label 9.8, $50 to $75 raw.
Yeah. Wow.
And then what is really a great issue
Mhm.
is Earth 2 number 25. That's the Andy Kubert cover.
Right.
That's like the first time that you really see Val Zod on the cover in his form.
Yeah.
There's no pop on that book. Came out in September of 2014, 6 months later. That's about a $20 raw book. And that's really the classic cover of Val Zod.
Yeah.
That's the one that you want to own if you want to take a shot.
Yeah.
For $20, it's worth taking a shot. Obviously, the money's on Calvin Ellis, which is why you see the money in Calvin Ellis,
Yes.
but not worth a shot. Take it on the Andy Kubert cover. Then there's the Batman 75th anniversary cover. It's got a Batman cover. Val Zod is not on the cover at all.
Mhm.
But that book is still selling for $50 to $75 raw, just because it's much, much rarer than the other ones.
Yeah.
I would not spend the $50 to $75 on that one. I'd buy 3 of the other ones first. No, that's what I would do. Seriously.
Yeah.
So those are really the main Val Zod covers. And then what's the third option, Alex?
Third option, the Tangent Superman.
Tangent Superman is Harvey Dent. Talk about that a little bit.
Harvey, I mean, the Tangent Superman line was kind of DC doing a kind of reimagining of classic DC superheroes with also classic DC superheroes. So it's a little different. This guy is named Harvey Dent, which sounds just like Batman. But he is a Superman that is, really is just your everyman Superman. He's not, from a different planet. He's not stronger than anything else. He's just a regular guy. These Tangent books have been dollar bin fodder for years. And I think I think nothing is dollar bin fodder anymore, especially when it's a first appearance of anything.
It's crazy. We're going to talk about Tim Drake at some point in the future.
Yeah.
That book went from the dollar bin to $350 at 9.8.
Yep.
That's going to be on next week's show.
Yeah.
My eyes popped out of my head on that one. We'll talk about Tim Drake next time. So there's Tangent Comics Superman number 1, 1998, 0 and 0 on the pop.
Mhm.
That's about a $20 book raw. It is a Mark Millar book, by the way.
Yeah. Early.
So that's a very, very popular storyline there. So we'll see what happens there. I think at the end of the day, you buy the Calvin Ellis book. Although if it does become Val Zod, people will have spent a lot of money on Calvin Ellis.
I mean, they're cheap enough to get both. Really, the Val Zod stuff, it's expensive and hard to find, but it's not crazy right now. It's not crazy.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, we gave you everything that you needed to know, and then you can make your own decisions. So that does it for this week, Alex.
Yes, sir.
Thanks again. We'll see you next week. Same bat time.
Same bat channel. Have a good one.